I hope you've seen that in the last couple of days, you had all of these Congress people in an uproar because Donald Trump says that he was going to put reciprocal tariffs on countries when they bring their products into this country. And that's because since the 1970s, the U.S. has had extremely unbalanced trade with all of the countries in the world. They were charging us, we had countries charging us, like even in Canada, over 200% on some products, and on similar products we might be charging them 2.5%. We have countries like Vietnam that was charging us 90%, and so we weren't charging them nearly that much. So President Trump, with his reciprocal tariffs, and if you look at this chart that I have attached, reciprocal tariffs said, we're now going to charge you this much. And I'll give you one example. Vietnam was charging us 90% tariffs on most of the products that we brought into their country. So President Trump says, okay, so now we'll charge you 46%. When you bring your products into our country, we're going to attach a 46% tariff. So now all of these countries are now saying, I'm sorry, Mr. President, we're sorry. We want to now negotiate with you. And that's all President Trump was trying to do. He was trying to balance trade that had been unbalanced for 50 years, that every president in all of these 50 years has shirked their responsibilities and allowed all of these countries to take advantage of American taxpayers. Now you're asking me probably, now what does she mean by taxpayers? If they don't pay tariffs, that means that you're paying for this country. You know, all of that money that they were stealing from USAID, it wasn't coming from tariffs. It came straight from U.S. taxpayers, straight from all of our income taxes. That's where they got the money from. So either you can let other countries who bring their products into our country pay for all of our country and all of the upkeep of our country, or you can let taxpayers do it. Our presidents before President Trump were fine in letting U.S. taxpayers work ourselves to death and pay for our products. Donald Trump says no. If we charge tariffs like everybody charges us, then we don't have to worry about it. We can make sure that they are the ones that are paying for everything in this country. We have been taking care of everyone. And so anyway, I just wanted to share this with you. Since President Trump did this, now Japan and South Korea, they're saying they want to be competitive with the United States with their products. Switzerland is saying, okay, we'll go to the negotiation table. Thailand, that was facing a 36% U.S. tariff, said they also want to negotiate with President Trump. We have Vietnam. Vietnam was charging us a 90% tariff. And so President Trump says, okay, I'm not going to charge you 90%, but I am going to charge you 46% for every product you bring into this country. And so this is what's happening. You had Canada, same thing. All of these countries are now wanting to negotiate. And you know, today, Benjamin Netanyahu, the prime minister of Israel, said that now we can negotiate. And we even have countries now that saying we're not going to charge any tariffs. We'll have, our tariffs will be a lot lower so that we can have balanced trade with the United States. Now, I want to ask you, why is Congress against that? Why do you have 7 Republican senators that say they want to stop President Trump from negotiating fair deals for U.S. taxpayers? Because all it means is now, instead of U.S. taxpayers paying for everything in our country, just like every other country, we charge tariffs, and we let tariffs that are attached to goods that are brought into our country. That's what pays for most of the maintenance of our country. But our senators, our Congress people are mad about it. As a matter of fact, that's why everybody is having protests this weekend, because President Trump says, I don't want my taxpayers to pay for everything in our country when we're bringing in products from other countries and we're letting them bring them in for free.